Stacy here, and it's time to cut this hair. So before we get started, let me show you what it looks like now. Okay, so that's what we're starting with. I'm ready to take some of this right here out and angle this a little bit, and I think I'm just gonna kind of fade it up this time. I don't know, we'll see. I'll probably still undercut this part right here. I'm just kind of making it up as I go. All right, let's do it. I'm combing it out and getting a little bit of an idea of where I want it. See, I want the line to look like that. And so I'm going to get an idea of that before I get started. That way I know what I'm doing, kinda. At least an idea. I'm really making all this up as I go along, but it's good to have a little bit of an idea, or at least know what you like and what you don't like, so you don't end up cutting it and being like, I hate everything about this. I have done that before. It's always a short-lived kind of misery because my hair grows so fast that before I know it, like in 3 weeks, it can be undone with a new haircut, with a fresh haircut. But that's been a long time. I've been cutting my own hair now for so long that I have a pretty good idea of what I like, what I can do, my own capabilities. And I'm pretty good, for the most part, at getting it to where I like it, to where I'm happy with it. So what I'm doing here is clipping up my top 4 sections so I have some nice control over the situation. And I don't really know yet how those front sections are going to blend into the back, because I'm going to try to fade up the back, and it might be kind of a jaggedy overhang from the front sections to the back, or it might blend in real nice and smooth. I just don't know yet. I'm just going to kind of wing it and see what happens. But in the meantime, I'm trying to make my lines as straight as possible when I'm sectioning this off. That way, I'm giving myself as much of an advantage as possible. So this is going to be different than how I normally undercut it, where I just go with a one guard usually all the way up to the hairline. I'm going to taper this. I'm going to blend this out so it's more like a short pixie without so much of an undercut in the back, but still undercut in the sides. So I'm going to try to blend these two things together. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to start with a 4 guard. I am really pulling this 4 guard up and away from my scalp. So I'm really trying to fade it out kind of freehand with this 4 guard on there. So the 4 is all around the bottom, and then I start pulling it up and away so that I'm cutting off a lot of that long hair there, but it's not a 4 all the way up to where I'm stopping. It's pulling it way out, scooping out. I am coming back in later with scissors to blend this in more, but the more fading I can do into a long hair with the clippers, the better. Because the scissor cutting is really blind cutting. I can't hold a mirror up when I do it because I need both hands with the scissors. So, try to give myself a little bit of a leg up here. Here I'm just going through the sides with the 4, just so I don't have so much to fool with later. I'm going to end up cutting it way shorter on the sides, but just get rid of that for now. That 4 is pretty long right there. I'm going to go down with the 2 guard. This is the ultimate satisfaction for me, just getting all of that long hair off. I don't know, it feels so good. I'm not really sure how to fade this in or how I'm gonna do it, so I just start by fading that side into the back a little bit, and then figure I'll do most of the fading there when I cut the back shorter with the 2. I'll go back around the back with the 2, and then that feels so good right there. I do realize that this is a part that's not for everyone. Not everybody loves that undercut, shaved look on a woman, but wouldn't it be boring if we all liked the same thing? You know, this gives a nice little variety, I guess, to the world of women's haircuts. I don't know, I love it. So here I am trying to blend that side in. I think I did pretty good right there. Especially since a lot of this, the front sides are going to kind of hang over the back maybe. I don't know, we'll see. I also might live with it for a couple weeks and go back later and do a little more to it, which is, you know, it's nice when you cut your own hair, you can do that. You don't have to you don't feel bad calling someone like, can you fix something that I don't like? This side is more difficult because I am reaching around with my right hand all the way around to the left side of my head and trying to not only be able to reach it, but also do a somewhat appropriate technical job, you know, do it enough to where I'm happy with it. All right, my camera fell, but now it's time for the one guard. And I'm just gonna use this around the edge and right up here. I don't know if I'm just I'll probably do the whole front part with the one, but I don't know how far back I'm just gonna go until I'm like, okay, that's good enough. So I love the way this looks, and here I am trying to fade that one into that. Oh man. I feel like this is pretty difficult, but I think I do all right. You know, it's not the best. It's not as good as if someone was doing it to someone else, but for me doing it to myself, I feel like it's all right. And I do like to go around that edge. It just looks so nice and clean, but blending that edge right there into that corner where that hair is longer, and then I want it to kind of blend into a one guard, which is really short. That is no joke, guys. This would be a good example of just knowing when to say when, I think, because I can't get it perfect, not on myself. Once again, going over to the left side with that right hand and trying to blend in. Oh, wow. You know, when I was working in the salon, like fades were my least favorite. Like a short fade was my least favorite, and now I do it to myself like all the time. Glutton for punishment, I guess. But once again, here is my favorite front undercut. I just love that so much. I don't know. But this part's pretty easy. It's right here, right? This blending area right here. I think I've said it a couple times. This is the most difficult part of this kind of haircut. Go back to the two for just a second. All right, I think I'm done with the razor part. Let's do the long part. A lot of blending is coming your way. Take that down. All right, I'm gonna go wet my hair down and then we'll cut that. Let's see how it looks right now though. Not that different yet. But don't worry, it's coming. I'll be right back. Ooh, hair. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. My cape back on. Okay, so I just shampooed real quick. Comb it out. Where do I want to start? I want to start in the front here. Start in the front. We're just going in. We're just gonna go in and just do it. Flip right there. I'm trying to look straight in the mirror and make sure everything's even on both sides, so I don't have one side that's longer than the other. And then I can cut it towards the back and see how it lays. I have a little obstacle though. Ear's getting right in the way. I'm not gonna cut it this time though. You remember. Pin this part up or clip it up, and then clip this part up. Okay, I'm also going to take this very top section here, clip that up, just to give us a little wiggle room in case they go a little shorter than I really want to, which is very possible. Now this part is always very interesting, cutting this right here with scissors. I can't hold a mirror and cut it, because I need both hands to cut. So a lot of it is kind of blind cutting. So here we go. All right guys, this is the probably second most difficult part, other than that one little corner there, fading that in. Pulling this up and cutting it without really actually being able to see what it's looking like. But yeah, that looks pretty good to me right there. It's a start. Exactly. It's not perfect, but it's a start. And we can always cut a little more. You just can't put it back on. So I start on my right side and then I do my left side. At least this part I can still kind of pull around and see what I'm doing. But when it gets to the back, nope. Let's see, I've got one last section. And I can't see it. Not too bad, not too bad. All right, now let's do this section. So I am tapering these layers so they're shorter at the bottom and get longer and longer as I go up. So this top section of my crown here, I am cutting the longest layer for the back part. The front part I think will be longer, but for the back part, that top crown will be the longest part. I get all finished with that, and so I'm going to look in the mirror real quick, and I like the length of that. That's going to have some nice movement, but whoa, look at that long section right there. I will try to do a little better job of blending that in by taking a little of that bulk out right there. I see it there. I'm just slicing through that with my scissors. All right, now I'm going to go through with my thinning shears through the layery part to try and blend it in a little more. It's all smoke and mirrors, guys. So you can still see that pretty severe line through there, so I'm just going through with my thinning shears to try to soften that up as much as I can so it doesn't look quite so severe. These thinning shears, I tell you what, they are just so amazing for home haircuts or do-it-yourself haircuts or just regular haircuts too. You do have to be a little careful sometimes because there's always the possibility of overdoing it and then it ends up looking like, you know, a rat chewed your hair off or something. That's not really the look I'm going for. I just want to make it a little jaggedy enough to where it'll blend in a little better. Okay, I'll probably blend that a little more, but first I want to blend the sides and front into it a little bit. It's gonna be a little disconnected, and that's okay. As I comb this out, I noticed that because my top layers in the back are just a little bit longer, I'm actually gonna be able to have a pretty connective blending. I don't even know if that's the correct term, but that I can blend that front into the back pretty easily, and it'll look pretty smooth of a transition. It won't look too disconnected. Not like a big drop off in the front. So I'm pretty excited about that here. Now I'm just blending the front to the back. That's pretty good blending right there. Thinning shears again. Because of my hair's texture, it's like medium fine and very straight. It can get too heavy to support itself and weigh itself down. So I like to do a good thinning on the ends because it gives it so much better movement and lightens it up. Okay, I like this because it's still long enough I can tuck it. I don't know why that's funny to me. I just like to be able to tuck my hair behind my ears even if there's like not any hair around my ears. Let's do a little more blending in the back. Oh, those lines. When you have really straight hair, those lines are very unforgiving. If you have a little bit of wave or curl, it's a whole lot more forgiving and you can get away with it not being quite as blended. But I have to blend because my super straight hair is going to show every little line. But that's okay, I can just keep going over it again and again with these thinning shears. And the nice thing is I can use the thinning shears and hold the mirror. I can use the thinning shears with one hand, unlike my regular shears, which I just have to have both hands to use. I can't just go back there. If I went back there with regular shears and try to do this, I would absolutely divot my hair. You know, it would look terrible. But these thinning shears, I tell you, I love them. They're fantastic. I am trying to hold them vertically, and sometimes it's really hard to get a hold of the hair vertically and it ends up horizontal, but that'll leave lines again, so vertical's better. That's good. I love it. All right, let me dry it. then we'll check it out. Before I do too much, I'm going to change my shirt because it is just covered. It's covered in hair. So let's change it real quick. All right, much better. Okay, now let's dry it. Well, finish drying it. That's it, guys. I think I'm done. Another haircut in the books. So here's the after. Feels so much better, so fresh, ready for spring. 80 degrees outside, so glad to get all that off. We'll see how long this lasts. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Love you so much, and see you next time. Bye. I think it's time for some color.